Hi everyone, my name is Meizi Wu and I'm doing probability homework 3. For question 1, we can begin with something we are familiar with. We all know for the p to the power of k, where the k is beginning to 1 to infinity, that equals to 1 over 1 minus p. And let's take derivative on the both sides. Then we will have from k from 1 to infinity, and the k times p to the k minus 1 equal to 1 over 1 minus p squared. And let's times p to the both sides. Therefore, we have k times p to the k, and that is equal to p over 1 minus p squared. And let's take a derivative of the new equation. We have k squared times p to the k minus 1, and that is equal to 1 plus p over 1 minus p to the third. Again, let's times p on the both sides. We have k squared times p to the k, that is equal to p plus p squared over 1 minus p to the third. And then we take a derivative once again. We will have k to the third and the p to the k minus 1. That is equal to 1 plus 4p plus p squared over 1 minus p to the fourth. So right now here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 new equations. And let's back to the question. For question A, we ask us to find B. So the P of x equals k represent the probability mass function. As we know, the probability of mass function equals to from k to 1 to infinity times b times k and times p to the k minus 1. And we can easily see that it's very familiar with this equation. But at times b on the both sides. Therefore, we know on that side it's b over 1 minus p squared. And that, because it represent the probability mass function, which is equal to 1. So we have b equal to 1 minus p squared. For question B, we are asking to find e of x, and that is equal to the sum of k equal to 0 to infinity times k and times p of x equals to k. That is equal to, where k equal to 1 to infinity, the sum of k to 1 to infinity, b times k squared times p to the k minus 1. So that, as we know, b is equal to 1 minus p squared. And from this equation, we can find 1 plus p over 1 minus p to the third times b, which is 1 minus p squared. That gives us 1 plus p over 1 minus p. For question C, we need to find e to the x squared, and that is equal to k from 1 to infinity, the sum of k squared p of x equal to k, and that is equal to b times k to the third and the p to the k minus 1. And we can times b on the both sides for this equation. Therefore, we have 1 plus 4p plus p squared divided by 1 minus p to the 4th times 1 minus p squared. And we have 1 plus 4p plus p squared divided by 1 minus p squared. For question D is find e of x squared minus e square of x. And since we already have x plus x e of x squared from question C, and we also have e of x from question B, so we have 1 plus 4p plus p squared divided by 1 minus p squared, and minus 1 plus p divided by 1 minus p squared. So we have 1 plus 4p plus p squared minus 1 minus 2p minus p squared divided by 1 minus p squared. And therefore, we have 2p divided by 1 minus p squared. For the last part, we need to find, let small p equal to 1 over 3, and find the conditional probability mass function. Since the little p is equal to 1 over 3, as we know, b is equal to 1 minus little p squared, so b is equal to 2 over 3 squared equal to 4 over p. So for the p of x equal to k, where the x is between 2 and 5, we can manipulate this equation, as x equal to k and x is between 2 and 5, divided by, from k to 2 to 5, this is 5. P is x equals to k. And this is equal to P of x equals to k, and x is between 2 and 5, divided by, from k to 2 and 5, the sum of 4 over 9, which is b, times k, times 1 over 3, the little p, to the k minus 1. And that is equal to 1 over 0.5377 times 4 over 9 times k times 1 over 3 to the k minus 1.